Hello, fellow lovers of liberty. My name is Matthew Dalton.
And I'm Robert Wasmund, and welcome back to the Journalistic Revolution.
I know that you didn't really want to talk about this, but I'm sorry, dude. Immigration reform is necessary. I'm sorry, dude. They come here and they work. They cross borders illegally. You know what happens in other countries when you cross borders illegally?
Yeah, okay, well, you know, those countries aren't supposed to be free either, man. Just because they got here illegally doesn't mean that we should be just kicking them all out.
Oh, so we should just let everybody come here and then
I'm not saying
use up all our resources. No, why don't we just let the entire nation of China come in here, and that way we'll have billions of people using up all our resources.
Really? That's the route you're going to take, man? Look, dude, okay, all I'm saying is that not everyone that comes over here is a burden on society. There are people that are immigrating here because they want the freedoms of America.
Oh, great.
And so
that just goes to my argument. Reform. So you're saying it's just because there's a few of them that we just need to let them all go? No.
Why are you being so racist, man?
Oh, racist?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
What are you, liberal piece of crap? Not just that, they lower property values. You want to talk about racism?
Lower property values, yeah. So now they're all ghetto.
You gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay, I'm not saying we need to send them all home and not allow any of them in here, but you're telling me we don't need any kind of reform to keep the ones out who don't want to be a part of society, who just want to make money and send it home, who don't pay taxes?
So let's actually just take a step back from that real quick, because, I mean, what we're actually discussing is not a hot topic issue. The immigration reform is something that everybody's talking about right now. It's the new Obamacare.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
So what we want to discuss is what's going on, why all of you are concerned about immigration reform. The first thing that we want to discuss is immigration reform, ironically enough. You know, while you guys are arguing over if we should be kicking out brown people or not, or if we should be, you know, having borderless societies or any of those, which I agree those are good philosophical discussions to be having. What is going to be in this immigration reform that could be damaging to individual liberties? The immigration reform could lead to biometric ID cards.
Anybody remember those back about 6 years ago?
2005, the Real ID Act?
Yeah.
You know, putting RFID chips in our actual identification cards.
Guess what? It's back.
Well, it never really went away. Florida is actually one of the 7 states that are fully RFID and Real ID ready. So Senators John McCain, Republican from Arizona, and Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, said on Thursday that their Senate framework for immigration reform, recently endorsed by Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, Democrat from Nevada, could require biometric information to check employment status. So that's really what we probably should be discussing when it comes to immigration reform. We shouldn't be discussing if these people have the right to live in a certain area of the land, or if these people are, you know, that's my personal feelings about immigration aside. You know, I'm kind of on the fence with it, and I think that it's a multifaceted problem that we got to look at from many different angles. But
that's not their goal. They could care less. Their goal is to push an agenda that they didn't get pushed 7 years ago.
Hot button topic. That's really what it is. It's, hey, they're starting to pay attention again. Gay marriage. Hey, they're starting to pay attention again. Immigration reform. Health care. I mean, gun control. Gun control. They know what buttons to push for you guys and get you to start doing what we were doing in the beginning of this show. Now, let's take a step back for a moment. Okay, if immigration is the distraction, well, what could they be distracting from? So let's just cover a couple of things that are going on right now that we should probably be paying attention to more than immigration reform. Like, for instance, the massive army drills and terrorist drills and school shooting drills that are using
they're going on all over the country too. They did it in Houston, Miami, St. Louis, Minneapolis. And that's just a few of them. They're going on all over the place.
And I understand the Army's got to train, but they don't have to do it secretly without telling the public when they're going to do it in public areas.
With blanks. So it may not be hurting anybody, but the sound is still loud and scary, and it's enough to put people on their toes and wonder what's going on.
Now, also, why aren't we discussing that the cops have handcuffed and interrogated a 7-year-old boy for hours over
10 hours.
For over 10 hours for $5. Is this the... I mean, how can you say we are the land of the free when that's taking place?
And this is just an example of lots of things that have been going on around the country. They're suspending kids for bringing bubble making guns and fake, or building,
or actually going pew pew,
or making a gun out of Legos.
We can't let the kids, play with imaginary guns, but it's okay for the military to be torturing jihadists in Mali.
Nice story.
Yeah, so again, something else that's going on right now. This is being reported on as of today, that there are now reports that the army is torturing jihadists, waterboarding once again. And this is the Obama administration.
And they just got there. Like they couldn't wait to just start torturing people.
And so remember, we need to be talking about immigration reform now. That's the argument we need to be having.
That's the hot button issue.
Because it's okay. Haven't you heard? The economy's turned around. The stock market is hitting record highs again. We're at 1,400. But the value of the dollar is going down.
14,000.
Whatever. Yeah.
It makes a difference.
Well, like it makes a difference. But the value of the dollar. So Main Street, to use the terminology of the MSM right now, Main Street is losing money while Wall Street is making money. Think about the disconnect again, guys. It's business as usual. I want all of you guys, all my Liberty friends, you know who you are. I know that you watch regularly. I want you to share this video with your liberal friends, with your Democrat friends, because this is the Obama administration doing exactly what Bush did.
Yeah.
Exactly. We are right back to business as usual. But it's okay because we have free health care, and now we're going to get immigration reform. Yay!
Yay!
And it's ridiculous. So stock markets are up. Value of the dollar is down. Unemployment's going back up. Now, according to their numbers, they're very skewed, not counting most of the people who are unemployed.
We all know the real number is probably about double.
About 24%.
Or triple that, yeah.
According to Ben Swan, actually, in one of his earlier videos this year, we were holding steady right around 24% unemployment and underemployed.
Ask a real economist what the real unemployment rate is, and they'll be happy to tell you.
It's up there. And so, you have all of this going on, while the Library of Congress decrees that you don't own your cell phone.
No, you don't own your cell phone. I didn't pay money for this cell phone, this really nice cell phone that I spent my hard-earned money on. I don't own it.
Yeah, according to the Library of Congress, I don't own my cell phone because they made it illegal for me to do so as I please with it. Now, here it is from the law. This is now the law of the land. Advisory. By decree of the Librarian of Congress, it shall henceforth be ordered that Americans shall not unlock their own smartphones. The penalty, in some situations, first-time offenders may be fined up to $500,000, imprisoned for 5 years or both. For repeat offenders, the maximum penalty increased to the fine of $1 million, imprisonment for up to 10 years, or both. And the point is this is something that's happening
more your freedom
right now. This is happening right now.
Yeah.
And immigration reform isn't happening right now.
And we're not saying that immigration reform isn't important.
But it's on the back burner of importance, guys. And another example of them doing what they want to do, they're cracking down on dairy. A Missouri dairy was raided by State Milk Board, and all their property was confiscated because they sold raw milk. Oh no, not raw milk. And it's funny. It seems moot. You almost want to not get involved in that. Like, oh, well, they're taking away milk. What's the big deal? I drink pasteurized milk anyway. I don't care. But the point is that is the point. Why the hell are they messing with milk? Dairy farmers, where someone voluntarily by their free will goes out and decides to buy raw milk from this guy who has raw milk, and he freely and voluntarily chooses to sell it to that man, and it's a crime.
Crime.
That's why you should be involved, and you should be worried about that instead of immigration reform. And while they're arresting your children, torturing them and interrogating them, while they're torturing people in cross seas in Mali, while they are telling you that you don't own your cell phones, while they're telling you what you can and cannot drink, the Pentagon is expanding its cybersecurity unit. And it's pretty much about everything but defense. So they're now trying to covertly take over the internet, since they weren't able to pass any of those cybersecurity bills, and it goes more to show that our democracy, the Democrats, yeah, that's why I put it, that the Democrats love to say that we live in works so well that you Democrats, this is for you because I'm going off of your ideology. You say we're a democracy. We spoke as a democracy that we did not want the Cybersecurity Act, SOPA, and all that, and they went and did it anyway.
Ta-da!
Welcome to your democracy. And so while they're also doing that, if it gets out of hand,
this is the advice from your Homeland Security.
If someone comes into your town and decides to shoot it up, or your school or your college, don't worry. You can always grab a pair of scissors. According to New York Post, Homeland Security has advice on confronting mass murderers and school shootings and such. Just go ahead and go into your, rogue level 80 senses and grab a pair of scissors and sneak up on them and stab them in the back. And, as a bonus, if there's 2 attackers, break the scissors.
Yeah.
2 weapons.
So, folks, I think the point that we're trying to get across is we all know what it is that they're trying to do, and we just love uncovering the real truth.
And that is really the point of this episode, guys. Stop falling for the hot button issues. There are way more important things we need to be focusing on. Why do we fall into that trap?
Every time.
Every single time. So make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.
Live free now.
All right.
I gotta get myself out of this town, and I don't know where I'm gonna be found. This time's for sure. I gotta get up, get out, and get down. This I know. I'm sick of waiting lately, laying around.